Hey everyone, Brian here at Red Leaf Ranch. It is the beginning of September, fall is in the air, and the weather is finally starting to cool down. We've planted quite a few things in the garden to get things going for our fall season, and some of our summer crop is still going strong, and I think a lot of it's going to keep going until frost. I wanted to give you a look around the garden to see what we had going on. The sun just came out and everything is looking beautiful. As you can see, things are still going so strong and just exploding with growth. Oh, some drama in the chicken coop. Oh, what's going on? What is it? What's happening? What's going on? What y'all clucking at? I don't know, y'all. You okay? Oh. You okay, honey? Is this your egg? Oh my goodness. Is this yours? Is this yours, honey? Huh? No? It's kind of big, actually, this one. But it's like too soon for you to be laying. Usually takes black astrolabes anywhere between 8 to 9 months to start laying, and they are nowhere near that age. Are you okay? What's all that clucking? I guess meanwhile I'll just take this egg. It's a beautiful one. It's much bigger than the other ones we've gotten. Sweet. Is this your egg? Is this your egg, Vero? How about you, Gertrude? Oh, I can't tell. Oh. I'm nervous you're gonna peck at it. Whose egg? Whose egg? I can't tell. Alright, I'll just let y'all out then. Come on. We just got scratched for the girls. Here you go, everyone. Get at it. Get that scratch. It's a nice mix of grains and corn. There you go, everybody. Awesome. This will keep them out of the garden for a while. Okay, so where were we? I want to show you guys just how well everything is doing and some of the things that are transitioning into the new season. Let's take a look. So we're just gonna veer right here and go through the beds and talk about them as we go. So in this bed, we had our quinoa, right? I actually took care of most of it, and now I planted Brussels sprouts in this bed. I think they'll really enjoy the space I've given them. Definitely learned that from last time. They need the room to grow. And I'm actually leaving them out and exposed. I'm not too worried about pests at this point because I haven't noticed any of those white butterflies anymore. So I don't think cabbage worm is going to be an issue. But I am spraying them with neem oil just in case anything else comes our way. And they're pretty well guarded here by these other plants. So I actually don't think the chickens will get to them. We still have our eggplants over here, which are still producing a bit. Still got some flowering. Here we have some Ichiban eggplants still coming in strong, still growing. Sadly, none of our black beauties, as you can see here, took off. And they just kind of stayed in this like constant state of small. So I definitely think next year I'm going to plant all of our eggplants in a much higher bed, and probably just 1 or 2 of them, not this many, because I think having them at that elevated height will help against flea beetles as well, because flea beetles, it's really easy for them to bounce onto our eggplant being this close to the ground. Over here we have our sweet potato bed, still growing so abundantly, so productively, with a beautiful flush of marigolds. surrounding, and I think it's actually helped. The sweet potato's been ravaged by some pests, but not nearly as many as I think it would have if we didn't have the marigolds here. I actually think it's time to harvest these soon. That'll be a fun video. Our asparagus is adjusting super well to this little container bed here. Oh, I think we got some asparagus. What? Where did that come from? Wow. Well, we did have one that we had that was 2 years old, and asparagus needs at least 2 years to start growing those asparagus stalks. But I didn't think, especially since I transplanted it, I didn't expect it to give any stalks, but awesome, we got some asparagus. How exciting. Here I planted some more rosemary in this container bed, and it is doing so well. I feel like they're definitely settled and starting to take off. I've been planting rosemary and a lot of other herbs and marigolds around the garden because soon I'm gonna be needing quite a bit of it. Next week on September 7th, I'm finally releasing my super special project that I cannot wait to share with you guys. Throughout everything that's been going on this year, and being in this beautiful haven of ours, I've been thinking, like, what can I do? What can I create to be able to bring, you know, the peace and the warmth of our home into yours? So I've been pouring my heart and my soul into something super special and very beautiful for you. And on September 7th, I'll finally be sharing it with you. So be on the lookout. I can't wait for you guys to see what I have in store for you. Over here we have our black corn, and a lot of it is ready to harvest, but I'm not harvesting it all at once. I'm just taking it as I want it. And as I harvest, I'm actually leaving the stalks because we have beans growing up them, and this is their home. I wouldn't want to disturb that for them. And the beans are still giving. I definitely think they'll keep going until frost. And because of that, I actually planted more beans along the edges of this bed here, leading all the way up to that trellis over there, because I think there's enough time for us to get enough beans through the fall. In these little nets, we have some of our brassicas. I have some 1,000-head kale in here, which is a massive kale, and the nets have been doing a really good job at keeping them protected from pests, and especially the chickens, because they sure do love seedlings. I planted some earlier in the season and they were immediately devoured by our chickens. We have another one starting to get nice and big. I eventually want to start thinning them out a bit and spreading them throughout to get a nice flush of them. Some more beans here. Planted some broccoli. Made a nice little tent for them. And I again was sure to give them ample space because brassicas really need the room, because if there's something I learned about growing brassicas is that they can get huge. Whew. Y'all, the okra. I have completely fallen in love with okra. The flowers, just how abundant they are. I think next year, again, this year has been very experimental, just learning what grows the best, what is the most abundant. So next year, I can grow with a much better plan in mind to sell at the local farmers market. And I think okra is definitely going to be on the top of the list because they produce so much and they are just such a nutritious and beautiful plant to have in the kitchen. And they just keep going. Someone was telling me this is another plant that will just keep going until frost. And to make sure that it keeps going, you have to keep harvesting it. They will keep giving you fruit. Is it fruit? Because it has seeds. They'll keep giving you fruit because you keep picking at it. It triggers them and makes them produce more flowers because they're not so focused on creating the fruit and the seed within the fruit. So they'll just keep on giving. Here we have our seedling beds, and they are doing very well. Let's look up in here. Oh, are they? Oh, that one shriveled up a little bit. Is something in here gnawing at them? Well, what I actually did is when I planted these seedlings, I planted little seeds on the sides of them. Let's see if we can get in there. Little seeds on the side of them so that they would grow in case any of the seedlings didn't pull through. And what I'm gonna do once they get a little bigger is just pluck them and space them out and have them grow in place of the others. Yeah, over here, let's see here, we have some Chinese broccoli. You see there I planted an abundance of seedlings. So I'll be able to spread those out. But I'm gonna wait till they get a little bigger. Yeah, here we have some more Brussels sprouts. And I can tell they've been really appreciating the illuminate, because it's been keeping the soil a lot more moist and wet for a longer time because that summer heat wasn't getting directly into the soil. I like this a lot because it actually reflects the heat while still letting light in. Over here, we have some kohlrabi and it's really starting to get big. Nicely spaced out. There's another one there. I definitely planted an overabundance just to be sure that we would have enough, one. And two, again, if anything died, it'd be nice to spread them out and replace. But I see things are doing quite nicely. Here we have the bull's blood beet. Really beautiful foliage already. Nice and vibrant and red. Lots of little seedlings coming in. What do we have here? Huh. There's no spinach coming up here, which is fine. I might just plant more beets, honestly. I have a special idea in mind for the beets, so I'm gonna want a lot of them. Let's see, in this bed I planted lots of carrots. You can see some of the seedlings starting to come up. They have a very distinct leaf, so it's pretty easy to tell when you got carrots coming in. Lots over here. So a little update on our compost, actually. It seems to be doing really well. Things are growing in it. But something I wish I kept more in mind when creating the compost, when adding to the compost, was seeds. What I've noticed is that a lot of random seedlings of random plants are popping up, probably from all the fruits and veggies we were throwing in the compost. And I've actually had to go through the beds every single day to be plucking and making sure that they don't overtake the beds, because they will definitely continue to drain energy from the other plants that I want to grow. Side note, this perennial bed is doing so well right now. Fall is its season and it's getting a beautiful flush of like reds and pinks. Oh my gosh, these flowers are beautiful. Especially next to the Artemisia. It's just a beautiful contrast there. Gosh, I love these. Over here, our pumpkin is starting to take off, which is really exciting. I've been sure to fertilize it so that it grows a little quicker than normal, I'd say, because I am pushing it with the pumpkin. I planted it a little late, and they need quite a few days to mature and get that mature fruit. So I really want to make sure I keep it ahead of schedule so that it can produce what I need it to. I think I might actually already be getting some flowers, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, we had 4 in here, and these 2 were growing the most productively out of the 4, so I took the other 2 out to give them the room that they needed. And I think it'll be really nice to have them growing outward in that direction into the flush of sorrel and Malabar spinach that we have. As you can see, the Malabar spinach has really just taken over, and it's such a beautiful plant. I will keep saying it. I'm obsessed with the Malabar spinach. I think next year, what I actually would like to do is maybe plant it at the base of our fence here and have it just growing up the fence, because they do attract a lot of pollinators too. They put out a lot of little itty bitty flowers like this, like right there. Put a lot of little flowers out, and I've been seeing a lot of pollinators hitting them up. Super, super lovely. Let's see, over here, we had strawberries. They haven't been producing as abundantly as I would have hoped at this point, which is fine. I'll just let them keep growing until they go dormant for the winter and see what I'm gonna do with them for next year. I definitely want to build an elevated bed of sorts for them because I feel like they would do better if their fruit was hanging as it grows. Meanwhile, I do envision this becoming a full-on herb bed. We have an abundance of apple mint and rosemary. Again, I'm gonna need a lot of rosemary, y'all. Over here I have some clary sage. I actually have 3 plants here bundled together because there wasn't room with the strawberries that were here. But now that they're not, I think I'm gonna have them spread out because, again, I think that'd be a really beautiful plant to have to use for this project that I'm working on. Lots more marigolds. Over here we have our Swiss chard that is actually taken over and starting to get super big. You can already see the difference in having the ample room that they need to really grow. Sadly, I would love to give them more shade. I moved them from one of those beds over there to over here so that they could be under the peach tree that we had here, but a storm blew over and snapped our peach tree in half, which was so crazy. I didn't think it'd be strong enough to do that, but it literally snapped the tree right in half. So now I have to figure out a means of getting shade over here for these. But they're already getting much, much bigger leaves with the more room that they have. They are getting chewed up by something though. Damn it, I just can't win. Always getting tested. That's the beauty of gardening. Look at all the marigolds. Oh my god, they're so beautiful. I wish y'all could just smell through the video. I'm surprised that hasn't been invented yet. All these advancements, but we don't have smell-o-vision yet. Come on. Come on. Speaking of smell-o-vision, I wish y'all could smell these tomatoes. Oh my god. One of my favorite scents in the garden is tomato leaf. Just wonderfully earthy, leafy, and so fragrant. And all of our tomatoes are really starting to ripen. It's so beautiful to see the overabundance here. I've still been having some issues with our chickens getting in. Oh, see? They get up in here and chew up what isn't ripe down here. I mean, we do have a lot of tomatoes. There is enough for everyone, but I still wouldn't want them to do that. But luckily, there are a lot of tomatoes growing high up enough that the chickens can't even reach them. Cherokee purple's coming in strong. Oh, there's a little buddy on there. Hey little grasshopper friend. So excited to have these tomatoes. I actually think one of our Cherokee purples is ripe over here. Oh, it might actually, oh. See, this is something I wish I had better control of too. With having the tomatoes so exposed to the open weather, it has been raining a lot. And when it rains too much, the tomatoes get a lot of moisture and they split like this. And now I have flies making a home out of this tomato. So I'm actually gonna take this off to get the flies away from here. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, definitely don't want to eat that. Food for the chickens. Chip, 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 chip. Chip, 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 chip. Come on, ladies, let's go. Hey, everyone, I got a treat for you. Chip, 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 chip. Come on. There you go. The mob. I love spoiling my chickens. I love you all so much. Oh, hi, Speckle. Hi, honey. Hi. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hi. All right, enjoy the tree. Enjoy the tree, okay? Get at it, ladies. Another plant that I've been really enjoying this summer has been our zucchini rampicante. Definitely gonna grow a lot more of these next summer. I think it'd be another beautiful addition at the farmer's market. They're such a unique plant, and around here, I've noticed that everyone at the farmer's market kind of sells a lot of the same thing. So I think it'd be cool to bring some diversity and variety in plants there. And another plant that I think is gonna keep going till frost. They just keep producing more fruit, which is a good sign. I think next year, I'm gonna have two of them growing up the trellis on both sides to really fill it in. The beans were a little lackluster and never really gave me the vision I wanted to, but it's all part of the learning experience. Also super happy with our peppers. They've really been continuing on, still producing flowers, still giving us fruit. Oh, this one got eaten up by some chickens. God damn. Every time. Well, we have some over here. Some peppers producing really good fruit here. Absolutely stunning. And it just keeps on going. Beautiful, beautiful plant. We have another more bitter melon coming in. Again, probably will not grow her next year because she was bitter. She was real bitter. We have a lot of friends who've enjoyed them, so we've been giving them as gifts. The chickens really love them, which is nice. They're getting some really good nutrients from that. And with that, I'm gonna leave you all here. There are some things I want to tend to in the garden. Remember, please be on the lookout for Monday, September 7th. I have something super special that I cannot wait to share with you all. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and share this video to keep spreading the love and inspiration for gardening and homesteading. Brian here at Red Leaf Ranch. Take care, everyone. I'm sending you all so much love and light.